Hello everyone, so welcome to my new video. So in this video we are going to discuss about the CSS box model. So basically what are the different properties that we have in a box model, and we'll discuss that with a simple example. So let's get started. So I'm going to create a couple of divs here. So let me create the first div which says it just says this is div1. Okay, let me create one more div and it says this is div2. Okay, so just this div1, this is div2. So let me put some styles for this. Let me put dot div1, we create a style and say let me define some width of, let's say 200 pixel. Let me set a height of let's say 80 pixel, and let me set some background color of, let's say, red. Background color of, sorry, why is it not coming? Height is set, width is set. Okay, background color of red. Okay, so let me apply this style. So class equal to div1. So if I apply this, so it comes, it is now it has a width of 200 pixel, height of 80 pixel, and the background color is red. So let me create one more div here, div2, and then let me apply this to the second div 2. Okay, so let me change this to a different color, green. Okay, all right, so we have two divs with some different properties. Set the width and the height, and then one has a background color of red and the second one has a background color of green. Okay, so essentially when you want to learn about a border or box model, right? So basically essentially every single element is defined as a box in HTML. So basically it can be a text, it can be a box, it can be a button, anything in any element, right? So it is actually defined as a box. So this is just a div with a label, and it is actually residing within a box. Okay, so now let's learn about a few of the properties that we have for the box model. So first property that we learn about is the padding. So padding is nothing but padding always applies to the content of the element. So basically this is the div1, this is the content that I have a label, and whenever we apply a padding, so padding basically is applied to the content. So if I, let's say, padding of like 50 pixel, right? So that padding of 50 pixel will be applied to the content. So that will be with respect to this element. Okay, so let's say I'm applying a 20 pixel. So what happens is there is a top, there is a left, and the bottom and the right. So this padding will be applied to the content. Okay, so that's basically how the padding works. So you can put padding left, and this padding will be applied only to the left. Padding left 20 pixel will be applied. So right, so that will be always applied to the content of the element. Okay, so next is a margin. So what is margin? Margin is applied to that element. Okay, and it's not for the content. So padding is for the content and margin is for the element. So if I put 20 pixel margin, so this will be applied to the element. Okay, so I put 20 pixel, so this will be applied to the element as with regards to other elements. So there will be a 20 pixel of margin provided for this element compared to the other elements in the view. Okay, so that's how the margin works. Margin also you can apply this margin left, margin right, margin top, and the margin bottom. Okay, you can apply that. So that's the basic difference between the padding and the margin. So these are the two important properties of a box model, which is the padding and the margin. Padding is always applied to the content of the element, and the margin is applied to the content. I mean, the padding is applied to the content, and the margin is applied to the element itself. So next is, when you talk about the margins, so one more thing you have to understand is, so basically I have my console open. So if you go to this specific element and if you scroll all the way down, you can see the box here. So basically if you see here, this piece that you see here, so this is basically your content. So basically that is defined as 200 by 80 pixel. Okay, this we define as 200 by 80 pixel, and then on top of that you have a padding, you have a border, and then you have a margin. Okay, so let's understand how it works. So basically the content is now 280, and then you have your padding and the margin. So basically if you apply a margin again for the second element of 20 pixel, so if you notice it is actually not adding up. So it's not actually this, there is a margin already available of 20 pixel here, and since I applied 20 pixel again margin for this element, so this 20 plus 20 40 pixel is not getting distributed here, but instead it stays still on 20. Okay, the margin. So basically what happens is, if you put margin for both elements, what happens is it will take only the whichever is higher, it will go for that. So let's say if I put 30 pixel here, so what happens is this will become 30%, so the margin will become 30%. So whichever is higher, it will go for that. Let's say if I put 30 here, it still becomes 30. So the difference here, if you look at it, it's always 30, but the moment you go for 50 here, it will become 50. So if you put the margin between two adjust elements, so it will go for always the higher one. So that's one thing to remember. Okay, so we talked about the padding and the margin. So let's talk about the border next. So border property is nothing but you can add a border for it. So this is how we define it. First thing is you set a width of the margin border. So I'm setting a width of 1 pixel. Then how we want the border to be. It can be a solid, it can be a dotted, like that, right? And then you want it to set a color. So let's say I'm saying I want let's say purple, I don't know, black color. Okay, so now let me increase this to 5 pixel. 20 pixel. Border is 20 pixel. It's have 81 defined, so why is it not coming? 20 pixel solid, then black. I think, I'm sorry, yeah. So basically this is how it works. So this is how the border works. You can set the width of the border, and then you can mention what type of border is that you want, and then you can set the color of the border. Okay, so this is how it works. So we talked about the padding, the margin, and the border. So these are the three very important properties we need when you learn about the box model in CSS. Okay, so that's all I planned for this video. Let's keep it very simple, and then of course if you learn something from this tutorial, so please do like my video, and then do share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.